Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has applauded his troops after Ukrainian forces moved forward in several sections of the front line with Russia. Amid speculation, the increased combat activities may signal that Kiev's long-expected counteroffensive is getting underway. Ukraine dismissed claims that Russia has repelled its counteroffensive yesterday, insisting that its long-awaited assault has not yet begun. Good morning, I'm Abhyuday Shrestha, and these are the headlines of the hour. Discussions on the new budget to resume at the House of Representatives today. Lawmakers accuse involvement of unauthorized personnel while setting tax rates. Finance Ministry denies accusation. Business persons resort to protest after government raises custom duties on raw materials for vegetable ghee. Warn all industries will shut down if the 10% custom duties and 13% VAT are imposed. Ukraine says it successfully launched offensives in several directions, including the eastern city of Bakhmut in the eastern Donetsk region. Russia says it repelled a large-scale attack to the south of Donetsk. And league leaders Church Boys united to clash against Three-Star Club today at the Martyrs Memorial A-Division League. Church Boys need just 1 point to become champions. Discussions on the new budget is scheduled at the House of Representatives today as well. The House meeting had been called for 11 this morning. General discussions on the new budget started from yesterday. Parliamentarians at yesterday's House session had accused the government of changing the tax rate to benefit certain people and demanded for the formation of a parliamentary committee to investigate into the matter. Although it was assured that unauthorized individuals would not be present while setting the tax rates like last year, lawmakers accused of the same event repeating this year as well. However, the Ministry of Finance has claimed that unauthorized personnel were not involved while making changes to the tax rates. Issuing a notice, the ministry informed that a temporary government employee was given the typing responsibility only after the financial bill was given a final shape by an authorized government official. The government had presented the budget for the upcoming fiscal year at the Parliament on 29th of May last month. The Nepal Vegetable Ghee and Oil Manufacturers Association has protested against the increase in custom duties and value-added tax VAT on imported raw materials. The association has warned that all the industries in the country producing ghee and oil will shut down if 10% customs duty is levied and 13% VAT is applied. Business persons have demanded to maintain the existing 1% custom duty on the imported raw materials. Chairperson of Nepal Vegetable Ghee and Oil Manufacturers Association, Bikas Dugard, said that business persons will suffer if the additional custom duty is imposed at a time when the industries are heading towards crisis as oil is being smuggled into the country from India. Industrialists have accused the government of adopting a wrong policy as the Indian government on 28th of May last month had informed of maintaining the custom duty at 0% and GACT at 5%. Despite the adverse policy conditions, the industry claims that 6 billion rupees worth of ghee and oil were exported till mid-May. In the 26 ghee and oil industries in Nepal, there is investment of 100 billion rupees. We'll take a short break here. We have more news coming up. Welcome back. Prime Minister Pushpa Kamal Dahal and his Indian counterpart Narendra Modi had virtually inaugurated the Nepalganj Integrated Check Post ICP last Thursday during Dahal's visit to India. However, government officials say it will take another year for the check post to come into operation. As Western Nepal's main trade transit, Jamuna, was congested, an agreement was reached with India 2 decades ago to construct a new integrated customs check post. Then Labour and Transport Secretary Narayan Prasad Silwal and then Indian Ambassador to Nepal Shyam Sharan had signed an agreement regarding ICP construction on 23rd of February 2004 for the Indian side to construct a new entry point for financial and trade transactions at the Jaispur and Saigaon area towards the west of the Nepalganj Customs Office. Although the Prime Ministers of Nepal and India jointly inaugurated the Nepalganj Integrated Check Post from New Delhi, the operation of the check post, whose construction is moving ahead at snail pace, is not possible. The checkpost, which is being constructed on 89 bighas of land, has 22.5 hectares of land set aside on both sides to be connected with Indian trade service, from where there is plan for India to operate direct train services. After the plan comes into implementation, the roads from India will be directly connected to Nepal's highway. India had agreed to invest 70% in the 2.35 billion rupee project. It's time now for our segment Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion.
Public Pulse.
Here's the question. Why has the arrangement been introduced which allows those without an academic background in teaching subject to appear for teachers' license examination? Your options are A, to enhance quality, B, lack of human resource, and C, wrong intentions. The voting is on. Type NEWS, select your option A, B, or C, and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. In our Public Voice segment, we had asked people in several provinces, how has the rising temperatures affected their day-to-day lives? Let's take a look at what they had to say.
Public Voice.
गर्मीमा काम गर्नु पाएको छैन, कसरी खानु, के गर्नु, कसरी केटाकेटी पाल्नु।
लु लाग्ने अवस्था भइसकेको छ अनि नाक पनि पुरै त्यो सुकेको सुकै छ।
धेरै नै असर पारिरहेछ दाइ, काम थियो सधैँ निस्किन त्यो मन लाग्दैन।
लु लागे जस्तो भछ, बाहिर निस्किनै सकिन। अहिले हेर्नु न यति घाम छ,
काम नगरिकन खाना पुग्दैन।
जति गर्मी परे पनि मजदुरी गरेर पेट पाल्नु पर्छ।
ज्वरो आउने, रेगडा लाग्ने जस्ता समस्याहरू टोलटोलमा देखिया छन्।
बिहानदेखि बसेको चाहिँ काम छैन, गरी खाने मान्छे।
काम भएर निस्क्यो अनि प्रत्येक दिन निस्किँदैन घरबाट बाहिर।
गर्मीले गर्दा साना बालबालिकाहरूलाई स्कुल पढ्न जान ओर्नलाई पनि समस्या भइरहेछ।
खरिडी भइरहेछ, त्यो मूलको पानी पनि आइराखेको छैन।
दैनिक जलाधारी गर्ने मजदुरहरूलाई धेरै नै यसले प्रतिकूल प्रभाव पारेछ।
बिहान 8 बजेदेखि लिएर बेलुका 6 बजेसम्म तातो नै तातो महसुस हुन्छ।
व्यापार व्यवसाय छैन, गर्मीले मान्छे घरबाट निस्के छैन।
घरदेखि बाहिर निस्किन पनि अलिकति गाह्रो नै अवस्था परेको अवस्था।
केटाकेटीलाई चाहिँ स्कुल पठाउन पनि गाह्रो भएको छ।
घाम र चिसो, बेलुकातिर 12 बजेदेखि फेरि चिसो भइहाल्छ। त्यसको असर चाहिँ अहिले घाँटीमा चाहिँ भइरहेछ। कफ आउने, खोकी लाग्ने।
It's time now for the international updates. Ukraine successfully launched offensives in several directions, including the eastern city of Bakhmut in the eastern Donetsk region, a senior official said yesterday. Russia said it repelled a large-scale attack to the south of Donetsk. The Kremlin said an emergency address supposedly made by President Vladimir Putin that aired on some Russian radio stations was the result of a hack. Ukraine has cultivated a network of agents inside Russia working to carry out acts of sabotage and has been providing them with drones to stage attacks. The top U.S. general said that while Ukraine is very well prepared for a counteroffensive, it is too early to tell what outcomes are going to happen. Officials from the United States had candid and productive discussions with Chinese diplomats in Beijing, the U.S. Department of State has said, amid rising tensions between the two countries. Assistant U.S. Secretary of State for East Asian and Pacific Affairs, Daniel Crittenbrink, and National Security Counselor Senior Director for China, Sarah Baran, met with Chinese officials Ma Zhaoshu and Yang Tao yesterday. The mid-level talks, which mark continuing diplomacy between the two nations despite intensifying competition, come 2 days after the U.S. military accused China of unsafe maneuvers near a U.S. military ship in the Taiwan Strait. The talks also follow a visit by Central Intelligence Agency Director William Burns to China last month, which was confirmed by several U.S. media outlets last week. The State Department said the two sides yesterday exchanged views on their bilateral relationship, their channel of communication, and other issues, adding that the American officials made clear that Washington would stand up for U.S. interests and values. The maritime incident days earlier had underscored the tensions between the two countries. Last week, the U.S. also said a Chinese jet performed unnecessarily aggressive maneuvers near an American aircraft over the South China Sea. We have more news coming up, but right now it's time for another short break. Welcome back. It's time now for the sports news.
Sports news.
League leaders Church Boys United are clashing against Three-Star Club today at the Martyrs Memorial A-Division League. The match is scheduled to kick off at 3 p.m. at the Dasrat Stadium in Tripureshwar. If Church Boys win today, they will set a record after 37 years of winning the A-Division League title in the first season of climbing into the domestic top flight. Church Boys, who are under the captaincy of Ananta Tamang, need just 1 point from the remaining 2 matches of the season to become champions of the A-Division League. Church Boys and Three-Star had played a goalless draw in the first leg match earlier this season. Church Boys lead the league table with 44 points from 24 matches. Machindra Football Club are in the second spot with 39 points. If Church Boys are held to a draw by Three-Star Club today, they will secure 45 points. If Church Boys lose the next match and Machindra win both of their remaining matches, both teams will have 45 points. Church Boys will then become champions by goal difference. Manang Mersyangni had previously set the record 37 years ago of winning the title in the Echveri reached the quarterfinals with a 7-6, 6-love, 6-1 win over an injured Japanese Yoshihito Nishioka, who, despite the discomfort, finished the match. Nepal national football team's biggest aspiration is to win the SAF Championship. Team Nepal have not won the tournament in its history of 28 years. However, Nepal's preparations for each edition of the tournament is inadequate. Despite being placed in a tough group, Team Nepal are heading for the tournament with just 1 day of training left. The Martyrs Memorial A-Division League concludes on 10th of June. Players will be released only after the conclusion of the domestic top flight. Players who have featured in the A-Division without adequate break will be in the one-day close camp under coach Vincenzo Alberto Aniz. Team Nepal are to play a friendly against the Philippines on 15th of June. A week later, Nepal will compete in the SAF Championship, which includes 8 sides, including 2 invited teams. Team Nepal are placed alongside defending champions India, Kuwait, who have already played the World Cup, and Pakistan, who have players with experience in English football. However, Team Nepal are yet And it's time now for the weather update. That's all for the moment. Thank you for watching. Have a good day.